Of our experiment is estimation of copper using colorimetric titration. This experiment is based on Lambert-Weir law. The law states that we are going to use one monochromatic light. Why monochromatic? Because it contains a single wavelength. Why single wavelength? I will come later. So we are going to use one monochromatic light and we are going to pass through a solution. Here the solution is going to absorb the light. The amount of absorbance is directly proportional to the concentration and as well as the path length of light through the solution. So the experiment is based on we are fixing the path length of light in the solution. Means if I say T is the path length, T we are fixing as constant value. Next, we are going to take different kinds of solution. So we will observe that absorbance value is directly proportional to the concentration of the solute. So what we understand from the law? My main motivation is to prepare different concentration of solution and then we are going to measure the absorbance. So according to Lambert-Weir's law, A is proportional to C as well as T. So we can add one variational constant, that is A is equal to epsilon C multiplied by T. So epsilon is basically the molar extinction coefficient, that is a particular constant for a particular compound. And again I have mentioned that I am fixing T. So epsilon multiplied by T is also constant. So our equation is transformed into A is equal to some constant multiplied by concentration. So if we plot A versus C, we are going to get a straight line passing through origin. Next is this plot we need. Why? Because this is going to be our calibration plot and we are going to use this plot for the calculation of concentration of unknown solution. So it is very clear that we need different concentration of solution and we are going to measure the absorbance value and plot a titration curve. Now Reddy sir is going to come. He is going to show you how we are preparing the different concentration of solution. So first, so in the burette we have taken two solutions. So this blue color solution is copper sulfate solution, which is very light blue in color, and another solution that is colorless, that is going to be our ammonia solution. So we are trying to prepare different types of solutions with different concentration. In the first volumetric flask we have taken 5 ml. In the second volumetric flask we are going to take 10 ml. In the third volumetric flask we are going to take 15 ml. In the fourth volumetric flask we are going to take 20 ml of copper sulfate solution. And the last one, we are going to prepare an unknown solution. So in the last solution, we are going to take unknown, that volume of V we are adding or just a random value. So that we need to find out. And if you see this solution, here we have not added any copper sulfate solution. So in every copper sulfate solution we are going to add certain amount of ammonia, that is 5 ml. What is the purpose? Because if you can see that our copper sulfate is very light colored. If we measure the absorbance, that will come as 0.000 something. That is not a reasonable value. To make it reasonable, we are adding ammonia to every flask. So you could see that adding ammonia gives a very nice color. So we are going to get a reasonable value of absorbance. So every flask we are adding 5 ammonia solution. And in the unknown solution, we are also adding 5 ml of ammonia. And the last one is, this is going to be our blank solution. Here we have not added any copper sulfate. That means if we prepare this solution and measure the absorbance value, as it is colorless, the absorbance value is going to be 0. So first we are going to do calibration of the instrument by using this solution. So first we fix the value to 0. That means our instrument is calibrated. So next, in all the flasks we are going to do the volume makeup using distilled water. So here each flask is a 50 ml flask. So 5 ml ammonia and certain amount of copper sulfate we have added. Now next we are going to fill the volumetric flask using water. So here Reddy sir is doing the volume makeup very nicely with the use of burette. So one thing before starting the preparation of the solution, we have to keep in mind that all the volumetric flasks should be properly cleaned. And after preparation of the solution, we need to mix the solution. We need to mix the solution very nicely. So here this way we are going to mix the solution very nicely. Now all our solutions are ready. We are going to take the absorbance value for each of the solution. So first, before measuring, we need to calibrate the instrument. So here we are going to fix here there is a filter. We are going to use a filter of 600 nanometer. So why we are choosing a 600 nanometer wavelength? Because ammonia and copper sulfate, they forms a cube to ammonium complex which gives a maximum absorption at 600 nanometer. That's why we are going to use a 600 nanometer wavelength of light for performing this experiment. So here we are choosing the blank solution. So first we need to rinse the cuvette. So that small tube is called cuvette. And we are going to add ammonia solution, that is our blank solution, and cleaning with tissue paper. And then putting it into the colorimeter. So now we need to fix the transmittance value to 100% because our solution is colorless, it will not absorb any amount of light. So the measured transmittance value will be 100. So this is the transmittance mode. Now we are going to switch to absorbance mode. See, the absorbance is 0. That's why 100% is the transmittance. So our instrument is now calibrated. Absorbance is set to 0. So first we are cleaning the cuvette again. Quick. So here the first solution is showing a absorbance value of 0.06. Second solution absorbance is 0.10. As you see, the concentration of copper is increasing, the absorbance value is increasing. That means Beer-Lambert law is very nicely verified. Then we are going for the third solution, where amount of copper solution is more. For the fourth one, the value is 0.15. Again, the absorbance value increased. Then we are going for the fifth one. This fifth one, as the concentration is again high, our absorbance value shoot up to 0.20. So all solutions are covered. Now we are going to go for the unknown solution. Here all the solutions are standard solution. Why? Because we know what is the concentration of copper. Now we are going to deal with an unknown solution of copper. So we are going to measure first the absorbance value. So the measured absorbance value for the unknown solution is 0.07. So this unknown solution concentration we are going to do by drawing a calibration plot. Calibration part of the titration. So first, as I told, I have taken blank solution that is prepared by adding 5 ml ammonia to a 50 ml volumetric flask, and rest of the volume is occupied by water. So first I prepared this solution, then measured the absorbance value. I set it to 0 because as it is a colorless solution. Then next solution I have taken in another volumetric flask 5 ml ammonia, 5 ml copper sulfate, and rest with water. We observe that measured absorbance is 0.6. The next solution we have added 10 ml copper sulfate. The absorbance is this much. Like this 15 ml, 20 ml, we measure the absorbance value to be 0.15, 0.20. If you see, as the concentration of copper is increasing, the absorbance values are also increasing. Lastly, we measure the unknown solution's absorbance. The solution is prepared by adding 5 ml ammonia plus unknown solution of copper sulfate plus rest by water. The measured absorbance value is 0.07. So first, using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we are going to plot the calibration curve. If you see here, the lowest value of absorbance is 0. The highest value is absorbance is 0.20. So I can vary the y-axis down. Okay, I'll down. So I will vary the y-axis from 0 to 0.20 because our minimum value is 0 and the maximum value is 0.20. Next, what is the volume of copper sulfate solution? First solution it is 0, then 5 ml, then 10 ml, then 15 ml, then 20 ml. That's why I am varying the y-axis 0 to 20. So here I have to divide the axis in such a way that plot should come in the middle. For this, here I have taken 0.05, here I have taken 5, here I have taken 0.10, here I have taken 10, here I have taken 1.15, here I have taken 15. So our graph will be a square and the plot will go through the middle of the curve. So first now we are plotting. For 5 ml of copper sulfate solution, the measured absorbance is 0.06. For 10 ml copper sulfate, it is 0.10. For 15 ml, 0.15. For 20 ml, it is 0.20. So with that curve, we have drawn a line which is passing through origin through the maximum number of points. Here you can observe that the 5 ml data is slightly shifted. That doesn't matter. Only we need an average plot that is covering maximum number of points. Here we can see that other 3 points are already in the curve. That's why our plot is correct. Now, our unknown value of absorbance is 0.07. That's why I am going to put the 0.07 value in the y-axis. So, to calculate what is the volume of copper sulfate for the unknown solution, I am just drawing a perpendicular. The line is intersecting here. Through this intersecting point, I am drawing another line. So, if we do the plotting, this is going to be our volume of unknown solution. So volume of unknown solution, if we do the plotting in a graph paper, will come up with the value of 7 ml. So from the graph, we are getting the volume of the unknown solution is 7 ml. Now coming into the calculation, what is the amount of copper present in the unknown solution? So first, as I told, we have given a copper sulfate solution. What is its concentration? Its concentration is 5 gram per liter. Means 1 liter solution contains 5 gram of copper sulfate. So 1 cc will contain how much? That is 5 divided by 1000. So if 1000 we omit, it will become 5 milligram. But in the experiment, if you see, we are calculating what is the amount of copper present, not copper sulfate. So we have to extract the data of only copper. So what is the chemical formula of copper sulfate crystal? Copper sulfate dot 5H2O. That's why the molecular weight of copper sulfate 5H2O is 249.68. So 1 cc of solution contains how much copper sulfate? That is 5 gram. So 5 milligram of copper sulfate will contain copper, that is 65. What is 65? 65 is the atomic weight of the copper. So 65 divided by 249 multiplied by 5 milligram. So 5 milligram contains this much amount of copper, that is equals to 1.27. So this much copper is present 5 milligram, and 5 milligram copper sulfate is present in 1 cc solution. So 1 cc solution will contain copper is equal to 1.27 mg. What is the unknown sample volume? That is 7 cc. So 7 cc solution will contain, that is 7 multiplied by 1.27, that is equals to 8.29. So the amount of copper present in our unknown solution is 8.89, or we can say it is 9 milligram. And another thing, in the tabular column, you can see that here it is asked what is the weight of copper sulfate. What is the weight of copper sulfate? So copper sulfate, as I said, 1 cc solution of copper sulfate contains, copper sulfate is equal to 5 milligram. So what is the volume here? The volume is 5. So 5 cc will contain how much? 5 multiplied by 5, 25. So 10 cc will contain copper sulfate, 5 multiplied by 10, so 50. So if we want to calculate what is the amount of copper present in the particular solutions like 5 cc, so 5 multiplied by this factor 1.27, that is written in the above. So 5 multiplied by this will become 6.36. If we take 10, so 10 multiplied by this factor, so this will give what is the amount of copper present in a particular solution. So this is all about the experiment. Thank you.